we strive to rekindle the passion for your freedoms. Here are your hosts, Justin and Joe.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Embers of Liberty. It's Justin.
And Joe.
Got Joe here with me, you know. We're sitting in his house just having a grand old time.
Watching some youngins.
There's two hellions running around at the moment, but, you know, just, this is our first actual recording.
We're green, so it's not going to be that great, probably.
Probably going to have a lot of the old ums and ahs and I don't know.
And silence.
There's probably not going to be a whole lot of silence. I can talk to a brick wall.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I feel like I'm pretty good at talking.
So, you know, we think, I would say kind of differently than a lot of people think.
Yeah.
When it comes to political aspects of life, you know.
Most definitely. It's hard to make friends.
I wouldn't say it's hard to make friends. I don't have that problem.
When politics come up, it's hard to make friends. Like if you're going to make friends based on politics, it's hard to make friends.
That's true, but you know that's the great thing about being a libertarian. You know, as we both are, we don't really hold political beliefs to be the end all be all. You know, I can be friends with anybody. My best friend is a huge liberal, and I've got a very I'm a very conservative-leaning libertarian.
You must have a lot of patience.
Not as much as I would like.
It's harder for me to be friends with liberals, like just because I don't know, like because I guess I live my life based around my beliefs, but I live it more strictly based around my beliefs. Like I'm a gun guy. I freaking love my guns.
We both are in that sense. You know, I don't leave my house without mine.
Yeah.
So,
but some people, I don't know, like
I mean, wait, sorry, I lost all of my guns in a tragic boating accident,
right,
which is also why I no longer have a boat.
Yes. I don't know how I lost mine in a boating accident because I don't have a boat, but yeah.
No, you don't have a boat anymore.
Oh yeah, because the boat drowned.
Yeah, that's the go-to. You know, tragic
that's the
boating.
Go-to. Yeah, that's the
tragic
go-to.
boating accident.
Right.
We don't have guns anymore.
I need to go, sight it in or something though. Still.
I don't know how you're going to sight in a gun you don't have.
No.
That's not the point. So, like, when it comes to political discussions, like, we have an unspoken rule, my best friend and I, that we're not going to agree on much of anything as far as politics goes. So we really just don't talk about it.
That's a good way to go in some routes.
It works for us. You know, it's not going to work for everybody. There are moments where I want to punch him in the face. There's moments I'm sure he wants to punch me in the face, but it is what it is. You know, you can't make everybody believe the same things that you believe. So to you, Joe, what does it mean to be a libertarian?
So, I guess for me, I guess how I introduce it to other people, it's a let me live my life and you live yours, and we just kind of leave each other alone kind of mentality.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I just want to be left alone.
Yeah. Like,
leave me the hell alone. I'm not doing anything to hurt you. As long as you're not doing anything to hurt me, we're going to be A-okay.
Exactly. And of course, there's hot topics, even in the Libertarian Party that
taxation is theft and...
Like, some people still believe you should be paying all the taxes, and, like, me personally, I'm okay with, like, sales tax and things like that. But I don't think you should be taxed on your hard-earned income, though. Like, for me, that you earned that. Like, you earned every bit of that, and by taking that, it's not your choice. Like, it's not not your choice for them to take it.
No, and so there's an argument to be made that some taxes, yes. But like Social Security, we're not going to reap the benefit of Social Security.
No.
We're not going to get anything out of that. If you're going to tax me for defense, tax me for roads, tax me for things that are actually going to benefit me.
Yeah.
And if if you're not going to show me how my tax dollars are being spent, you don't get my tax dollars. That's how I feel about it.
That's another thing I wish that they would do. Like, if okay, so we're talking about the world that we pay taxes in. Right now we pay taxes. The least you could do, I'm talking like the very least you could do, is give me at least a yearly printout of what you spent that money on.
Yeah, I mean, the hard part is that, like, you know, as upper middle class or just straight up middle class, we pay less than 1% of all sales tax. Like the top 95% of our, or the top 5% of earners pay 95% of all income tax. Like that's how it is. Like all these people that are screaming the rich should pay their fair share, they do. They do pay their fair share.
They pay way more than any of us.
They pay by orders of magnitude more taxes than we do. And the thing is like you've got states like California and New York. The people who are prosperous, they're literally leaving those states because they're taxing them into the ground.
Yeah, they can't be prosperous.
You also have places like California and doing some stupid shit where they're taxing you because you're moving away. Like, I'm sorry, you don't get to take my money because I'm leaving your crap state.
I haven't even heard that one. Now I've heard of I guess they're calling it the California Exodus, where you got Elon Musk, he moved to Texas, Joe Rogan moved to Texas. I mean everybody just moving to Texas in droves because it's
a
the
good
best
state.
Yeah, it's best.
It's a great state to be.
I think it's one of the top states as far as the economy.
Yeah, and then you've got idiots that are Democrats in Texas that want to introduce gun legislation because she wrongly believes that AR-15 weighs as much as 10 boxes that you might be using to move, and that it utilizes a 50 caliber bullet. I'm sorry, what AR-15 do you know that shoots a 50 cal?
And what gets me is, okay, like, all these people that are wanting to introduce gun legislation seem to be the least educated in how guns work and how it all like pretty much just guns, period. Ballistics, all of it.
Yeah,
they have no idea.
Please put a 50 caliber round in a standard AR-15. I dare you. It won't even go in the chamber, much less be able to fire it.
I mean, you wouldn't even be able to get it into the. I mean, no, it wouldn't even go in the
doesn't
receiver.
go.
Like you couldn't. It's
one
like,
of these things. It's like trying to fit a square into a circle.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it is possible, I guess, if you want to heat it up and melt it through the barrel. I mean, that's about the only way.
I mean, I'm sure that there are 50 caliber uppers, but you're talking like heavily modified weaponry. You know, we're not shooting 50 caliber bullets out of an AR-15. Typically, about as extreme as it gets is like a 300 AAC.
No, you have like 308. I mean, it does go into higher calibers.
Yeah.
But we're not talking 50 cals. Like, we actually have 50 cal semi-automatic rifles, but they're not shooting 30 rounds out of these rifles. Like, they are designated marksman rifles.
Yeah, that's what we call the unalive them rifles.
That's where you're splitting people in half.
You're going to shoot that guy from 3 miles away.
Like, matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they even have rules against, at least the U.S. military. I don't know. It may be a UN thing. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure.
I think it's a NATO
or NATO thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not even supposed to shoot at people with those guns.
Yeah, those are basically relegated to like
anti-vehicle
rounds or anti-armor rounds. I don't know that they would do much good against a tank, but I'm sure somebody thinks they would.
That's when you're getting into the stuff that like I don't know about. Like I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable about guns, but that's kind of getting into the verge of stuff I don't know about guns.
Right. So for me, being a libertarian, to me, and I'm gonna tell you a story about when I went to New Hampshire for work.
Story time.
So we go to New Hampshire for work to learn how to do our jobs. I've started a new job in February of last year, and there was nobody here to train us. It's a brand new facility. So we went to New Hampshire, and we're in the shipping area, and this little, probably 23-year-old girl was talking about healthcare, and I was like, that sounds a lot like communism. And she goes, oh, you're one of those Republicans, huh? And I was like, nope, not at all. And she's like, well, what are you? And I said, I'm a libertarian. And she goes, well, what is that? And I said, how do I put this? I want gay married people to be able to protect their weed with guns.
Essentially. And that's what I cannot stand. Like, you have a Democrat and you express your views to them and they're like, well, we don't like Trumpers around here. It's like, well, I'm not a Trumper. And then you go to the Trumper side of things and they're like, well, you dang liberals, we haven't had enough of y'all. I'm like, I'm not a liberal. Like, I'm all for you having your guns and all this other cool stuff.
I don't know what's so hard to understand about. We just want to be left alone.
Yeah, like literally, it's not anarchy because you do still believe in a level of government. Because
yeah, absolutely,
it's almost
government's
like
necessary. You can't just abolish government. It's never going to work that way.
And it's almost like you take the idea of being an anarchist. Hold on, let's rewind a little bit. And let's kind of explain to you what an anarchist really, truly is. An anarchist is not these people out in the street knocking out windows and trying to terrorize human beings.
No, that's what we call terrorists.
Yes, those are douchebags. See, an anarchist is just somebody that believes in no government and they want to live their life without government and whatever that may bring, right?
Well, so the principle behind anarchy is that people are naturally good.
Right.
You know, and that they're capable of self-governance. And it's pretty apparent that people are not really naturally good.
I want to get a guy on our show that is an anarchist. Well, I think he's an anarchist. I'm not quite sure. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I do want to get him on here and have him truly explain from his point of view what that is.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be interesting for sure. You know?
Yeah, I mean, at least we can get it from the horse's mouth. I mean, that's kind of what our show is too. Like, just trying to show
we're normal guys.
Yeah, and being libertarian and being truly libertarian is about listening to reason in other people. Like, it's about trying to get along because obviously you don't want to live in a world full of lawlessness and all that stuff. So you do try to find that middle ground to get along.
Yeah, but there's a difference between being lawful and having laws that create wards of the state, basically, with prisons. Because you've got laws on the books where people have been in prison for 5 years because of marijuana. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, what? Why?
Yeah. And I think Ron Paul, I believe it's
Rand Paul is a Republican, and he's his son.
He does lean pretty libertarian, though.
Well, a lot of Republicans
do. He still has his Republican ways.
The best thing that I've heard when I've told somebody that I'm a libertarian is like, oh, you're one of those idiots. No.
Yeah, you're like, y'all are one of those idiots that don't really live in the real world. And
there's nothing idiotic about what I believe. I believe that if you want to do something that's going to hurt yourself, that's on you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's not my place to tell you what you can do and what you can't do.
And that again brings us to the whole topic of like drug legalization. Like, it's not like we think it's awesome for people to go out and like snort a line of coke or do marijuana. Or not marijuana. I mean, marijuana to me isn't a big deal.
Marijuana. Yeah, we do marijuana around here. No,
I'm saying, like, if you want to do hard drugs, that's on you. That's not on the government.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when you screw your life up because of that, that's also not on the government. Like, we should not be forced to do anything for you. Like, now, I believe that we as people and the idea of trying to be a good person, like if my neighbor, if I found out he was having a hard time trying to get off drugs and he just really needed help, yes, that is my own personal choice to help him, which I would want to do.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, having help from people who know you and care about you is going to be better than help from the government.
Right.
Government doesn't know anything about you other than what data they have about you. Like,
but it
how
also
many
cuts
tax
out
dollars you're worth.
Yeah, it also cuts out the decision making. Like, okay, well, say the government has. I mean, I'm just going to throw out a number. It's not even realistic. Okay, I got $5,000 to help with drug addiction. Who do I spend it on? Like, that cuts out all that stuff. Like, quit taking that money from people. Let them decide on their own who they want to give that money to.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely a choice that normal, decent people would make.
Right.
You know, I see this person struggling. I see potential in this person,
Right.
and I want to help this person. You know, obviously we're gonna hedge our bets based on who we think,
Yeah.
you know, is worthy of being helped. There are people out there that they're never going to change. It doesn't matter what you do to them,
Right.
or for them, for that matter. You know, you could throw them in a mental hospital. You could, you know, short of shooting them in the head, which nobody is advocating.
Right.
Let's just be clear about that.
That
real
actually
quick,
violates
you know, the leave me alone principle.
well, we're calling it what I've heard it called is the NAP, the non-aggression principle.
Yeah.
You know, which it means you don't mess with other people. Like,
Yeah, I mean, so I think Jo Jorgensen put it best when she was running for president. You know, we want to be like a big Switzerland,
right,
armed but neutral.
and we should also apply that to our personal lives.
We should. It's absolutely something that we should apply. You know, now if you're going to break into my house high on fentanyl or whatever you're high on, you're probably leaving in a body bag.
Well, yeah, I mean that's breaking the non-aggression principle. You're taking what I have, and that's one thing. I think,
it's not. Let's also be clear about this. It's not that we value our property more than we value your life. Like, we want you to be alive, but you
You've made that
clearly
choice.
chose to break into my home,
yes,
and I don't know what you have. I don't know if you've got a gun. I don't know if you're going to stab me in my sleep.
and we both have families.
And guess what? I'm not waiting around to find out.
Exactly.
I'm going to drop you.
I mean, what I would probably do, I'd at least give him I'd give him the click clack sound, and then if he's turning around towards me instead of away from me, that's enough for me.
You're not getting the click clack sound. Ammo's expensive. I don't fire warning shots, and I don't let ammo roll around on my floor either. I mean, I don't have any ammo because I lost all my guns in a boating accident, but that's beside the point.
Oh, I'll give him the batter up yell. That's why, yeah, because you know we're using bats now, I guess.
Yeah.
No, because bows are still legal, right? Bows. I'm using my bow.
We really should probably get an Alexa, you know, so that we can do the whole intruder alert thing.
Oh yeah.
You know?
If y'all haven't seen that on TikTok, that's pretty.
Welcome to the rice fields.
Yeah.
Fortunate son starts playing ominously. Panic ensues. Or, you know, we could just mount a cannon to the top of the stairs and load it with grape shot as the founders intended. Tally ho, lads.
Tally ho, huzzah!
I think there's a lot to really dissect as far as what we actually believe, because I think a lot of the media attention that we get, which isn't very much, honestly, because if we did get appropriate airtime, you know, to the extent that Republicans and Democrats get.
Shoot, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how, you know, supposedly we're breaking the glass ceiling with a woman vice president, but yet the same party that's yelling that how awesome it is also the same party that's perfectly okay with them censuring a woman third-party candidate that actually had quite a, you know...
To be fair, she wasn't
base.
censored. She was just barred from the debates. She was able to say whatever she wanted to say, and that's great. That's fantastic. But you're not reaching the majority of Americans that way. You're just getting the people who already know what you're about.
Yeah.
You know, and there was a huge campaign on Facebook, you know.
Yeah. But I feel like by just keeping it digital, we're knocking out all those people that we live in the South. We live around a lot of older people that don't give a squat about Facebook. They don't want to be on Facebook, or maybe all they use Facebook for is keeping up with their grandkids or their family, and they don't really look at anything else.
Yeah. I mean, my grandmother has Facebook, and she posts stuff and all that, but it's mainly like crafts.
Yeah, we're still they're the cat video people, like
or you know, the type amen if you believe in me and stuff like that. Like I have a relationship with God. I don't think that God is going to look at my Facebook posts and be like, "You didn't type amen, hot place."
Oh yeah, no.
Like that it's an exercise in futility, you know, and I feel like that violates my principle of leaving other people alone. You know, I feel like if I'm going to lead somebody to Christ, it's going to be by example, not by yelling at them over Facebook.
Exactly. And we're both Christian fellows here, and and which you're going to learn over time that we're not the type that are going to like push it on you. No. Like I'm going to tell you what I think and the way I think things are as far as Christianity is concerned, and then I'm going to leave you alone.
Yeah. Joe doesn't eat pork.
Yeah, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. Well, I tell people I'm a Christian that attends a Seventh-day Adventist church because I haven't really found anybody yet that I 100% agree with.
Well, you're not going to in modern day Christianity.
Yeah, I mean it's hard for me. I mean to me that's just a hard.
I went to a Church of Christ growing up. I don't attend church anymore, but I still have a relationship with God, and that's between me and God. Like it's nobody else's business, honestly.
And like I said, we're not going to turn this into a big like religious show.
No, it's absolutely the opposite of a religious show.
I wouldn't say that. Like our faith is based, like our views are based in our faith, so it's almost like you get it, but we're not pushing our faith on you.
I wouldn't even say that. I would say that
I wouldn't say it's the opposite of religious, because to me, like the opposite of religious, I guess would be evil. I guess
no,
so it's not evil.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So basically, we're just not gonna talk religion a whole lot. You know,
I mean, we can tie it. We can tie it in.
We can tie it into what we're talking about. You know, from our perspective.
Right.
But it's not.
We're not gonna be coming on here and telling you you're going to hell.
We're not going to be reading Bible segments.
Well,
okay.
It's
a-religious.
I feel like that's still relevant. You know,
it's relevant to maybe give insight to how you feel about it.
Exactly. Yeah. We're like, I'm not gonna tell you what you should be doing.
But I don't care who you worship. That's you. I don't care.
Yeah, because we're kind of gearing this more like up towards a political show, but giving you our views on how things are going from just two blue collar dudes who believe in the libertarian way. That's kind of the way we are.
I feel like it's kind of counterproductive to really go too deep into religion. I mean, yeah, you have to understand how somebody has either they're religious or they're not, and that does affect how they view the world.
Well, and some people too, like as soon as they hear you even start talking about religion, like I'm sure like there's probably already people that have already like turned us off just from mentioning it.
Probably, but you know, they're going to miss out on some pretty good conversations.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that too, because like I said, this will probably be the most we probably talk about it in our entire show.
Yeah,
but we just kind of want to put that up front because that is important to us. Like I said, we're both Christian fellas and we believe that Christ is our Savior. But we're not gonna be those people that like literally push it in every subject on every person kind of deal.
No, because it really doesn't have a place in the politics of a lot of things. We
are believers. Reason. We are believers in separation of church and state.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about politics,
I was actually literally about to say that.
While your faith is reflected in your political beliefs, I don't know. That's kind of a hard one for me to really explain. But yeah, I mean, keep it separate.
Well,
keep it. It's like included but separate.
I think the best way to explain it is that religion has no place in legislation. At all. Like it doesn't. It does not belong because to enshrine religion in legislation, you're basically forcing that religion on whoever
because
the legislation impacts.
Say like a Baptist comes in and they're like, well, Baptists believe this way. Well, you're opening up the door for, say, like somebody in a completely different religion from you. Like, what if they come in and say, well, this is how Islam does this, or this is how Buddhism does it, or whatever, and then you're being forced to live against your morals. That's why libertarians are we're so leave us alone would leave you alone. Basically, let us live our moral beliefs and you live yours as long as they don't interfere with anybody else.
Well, so to kind of demonstrate how religion can really impact how things are perceived. In our hometown, shortly after we graduated high school, there was an atheist lady, and her child was also atheist, and Arab always allowed for student-led prayer before football games. And
this was over the intercom.
This was over the intercom. at the game. It was student led, but because those students were using state funded equipment to lead a Christian prayer,
the argument was that it interfered with the whole separation of church and state.
They struck it down and they no longer allowed student-led prayer before games. Now, did that stop it? No, because there's a local radio station who decided that on their radio broadcasts, they would allow a student to come in and lead a prayer. And the radio station, being a completely separate entity that had nothing to do with the school system.
I love it when capitalism and religion intersect, and it adds to that freedom. Like, for Christians. Like, but they're still not pushing nothing on anybody. You can turn that off.
It literally was if you want to lead a prayer, come record it. We will play it before the game broadcast starts, and that'll be the end of it.
Yeah,
you're not using state-funded equipment. You're using a private entity's equipment, and you're using a business to broadcast a message that you feel is beneficial. Yep. And the thing is that, like, these prayers obviously were not offensive. You know, it was some leftists that wanted to just make a big stink out of it. And unfortunately, you know, she was right as far as the law is concerned. And separation of church and state is important.
But was she really doing it
but she wasn't,
for freedom, or
she
was she
wasn't
doing it just to troll?
it for the right reasons.
Right.
She was doing it because she was offended.
Right.
And you can be offended. Like, I don't know where this fear of being offended came from, but I grew up being told wanting one hand, shit in the other, see which one fills up faster. Okay?
I'm pretty sure anybody south of the Mason-Dixon line was told that as a kid.
Well, you know, these younger generations, honey, you ain't the same.
Yeah, no.
You know, we're different. I didn't grow up with a whole lot. You know, I had a good life. It wasn't that we were poor.
Joyce, if you're listening to this, take notes.
But I had a good life. You know, I got the stuff that I needed, and I got some stuff that I wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Was I always happy? No.
Well, I mean, ain't nobody gonna be.
You know,
because we wanted, you know, like Lamborghinis at 10 years old.
Well, it wasn't even that. Like, I wanted an Xbox, and my parents wanted me to get a PS2. Like, no, I want an Xbox. I worked with my grandfather all summer long one year to get the Xbox because that's what I wanted. My parents wanted me to have the PlayStation because it would play my old games. They saw it as a way to, you know, not only do I get the new games, but I can also play my old games without having to have two systems. I didn't want that. The main reason is because it didn't have Halo. But that's neither here nor there. You know, and now I'm an adult and I can buy whatever system I want. I have a PS4 and a gaming computer. Like, that's what I prefer now.
But now you have, like, it seems like you have children that are, it's like they have everything and they still aren't happy.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how you end up with parents who spend $1,000 for a PS5.
That's just ridiculous to me.
It's a $500 console. Like, what are you spending $1,000 on it for? Just wait for more to be released. You know, granted, I mean, the people that were selling them for $1,000, they have every right to. Should they be verbally berated for intentionally buying something that they know somebody's going to not be able to buy because they bought it? Absolutely, because those people are assholes. And you know, and I've jumped in on a couple of people that were selling PS5s and Xbox Series X.
But at the same time, though, that also is
but it's
part
also
of the
capitalism.
Yes, that's
so
capitalism.
Like, I mean, if you want to do that, that's cool, but you're going to suffer the consequences for it.
It's like I mean, I'm not going to physically hurt you because, you know, that goes against the, you know, aggression principle.
My favorite one was one dude on Facebook bought a PS5 and had it posted for $1,000. Said no low balls. His wife didn't know. Somebody messaged his wife about it and said, "I hope you know that your husband is a piece of filth," in not so nice words. And I thought it was hilarious. Like, his wife had no idea.
Is there any story on, like, what she ended up doing?
No, I wish I knew, but I'm sure it ended in a fight.
I want to know the tea.
Because, when you marry somebody, you're marrying
All of that. I mean, you're marrying
all
their
of
choices
that.
and all
And
that.
now you're finding out this person's really scummy.
Yeah.
And I really feel like people that did that stuff are scummy.
Yeah. I mean, granted, there's always that part of me that's like, well, you never know. Maybe this dude just had enough money to get that, and he was trying to,
No, he literally stood in line for hours to buy it so that somebody would have to pay him more money for it.
Yeah, to me, that's just, I don't know, that's just,
I mean,
ain't right.
supply and demand being what it is, I firmly believe in the free market, but like...
But also in the free market, we're allowed to give you bad reviews.
Yeah,
and he got really bad reviews.
He got some real bad reviews. You can be scummy, but I'm not going to do business with you because you're scummy and I know it.
Exactly.
And I just feel like, to me, I strive to be the best person I can, and with COVID even, like, I wasn't impacted.
COVID has made it very hard to be a good person. Very, very hard.
I wasn't impacted by COVID. And I threw out the lifeline to all of my friends, if you're impacted by COVID and you need something, please don't hesitate. Let me know. And you find out real quick that you have limits to how much you're going to give.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
But the people that are coming to get, they don't have any limits.
Oh, yeah.
There were several times where, like, I'd give somebody grocery money, and then they'd be like, oh, well, my power bill's due too. Can you help me with that? And it's like, no. Like, how much money do you need?
It's like, I'm here to help you, not support you.
Yeah,
like I'm not going to support.
I understand that you're having a hard time, and that I offered to help. I didn't offer to pay all of your bills and mine.
You're right. And that's...
And that's the slippery slope that we find the government with too.
Yeah.
Like, so...
Like you're talking about, like, with the stimulus checks and all that good stuff.
So part of it's the stimulus checks, and I mean, if you want to give me $1,400, I'll take $400.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong.
$400.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I mean, it's not like I probably haven't paid that in my taxes anyway.
Yeah, I mean, over the years for sure. Like I could pay off some debt with it.
Yeah,
I have
for
debt
sure.
that I took out on my own that I'm on the hook for. I can pay off some debt with $1,400. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that. But at the same time, like,
But also,
I don't need the $1,400. Why
Yeah.
am I getting $1,400 or $1,200 or $600 or whatever the stimulus check number is this time?
yeah.
Why am I getting that? I don't need that.
I don't want to be a hypocrite, so I guess I want to say that. I mean, it would definitely help me in my situation, mostly because, but I got laid off when COVID hit really hard, and I've started my own business, and during the wintertime it slowed down, and I'd say it's tight, But I can't say that money wouldn't help me, but also I can say I was affected literally monetarily by COVID.
Yeah, it impacted your ability to provide for your family.
Right.
Whereas with me, it didn't. It didn't at all.
And that's what makes being a libertarian in these times so hard, because we have never seen these times.
Yeah, it's
At
definitely
least
unprecedented.
our generation hasn't anyway. And shoot, even the generations before us, are probably limited as far as things
really,
they've seen like this.
Really, the earliest example that I can think of is my grandmother was talking the other day about the polio vaccines.
Oh, yeah.
Kids were dying from those.
Like from the vaccines?
From the vaccines. Not even from polio.
Like, by the way, that's not an anti or pro-vax, or like
No.
you should be able to decide what you want to do.
No. If you want to be vaccinated, that's fine. Go get vaccinated. I don't care.
If you don't want to get vaccinated, don't get, like,
It's
we
like
literally
me. I don't get
choice.
the
care.
flu shot ever.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because every time, and I'm not saying that I get the flu from the flu shot. Let's be perfectly clear about that. That is anti-scientific, and
But it does make you
not
feel like
about
junk
that.
afterwards.
It's not even that. A couple weeks after I get the flu shot, I got the daggum flu. Every time.
So it's almost like
It's
moot.
almost like I get the flu shot, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have to be as careful now. So I get a little bit more relaxed about washing my hands or whatever, and then the next thing you know, I've touched something and I've got the strain of the flu that the vaccine didn't cover.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what are you going to do? You can't really prepare for stuff like that. The only thing that you can do is to protect yourself by doing the things that you've got to do. And I've found that by not getting the vaccine, I'm more likely to do the things that I need to do to make sure that I don't get sick to begin with.
Now, I'll tell you one vaccine I'll get. That's the tetanus shot, man, because I don't know how many times I poked myself with something rusty. I don't even know.
Yeah, but, I mean, tetanus is not fun from what I understand.
I like to not drink out of straws.
You know, and that goes back to the polio vaccines. You know, like, those kids didn't want to die of polio either.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But and it's well documented that some of those manufacturers of the vaccines back in, you know, the early 50s were not very good.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty apparent.
And that's also where it comes in with the government. Like, we should be able to make those decisions on our own. Not, hey, the government's going to give this company all the money to make the vaccine, and they're going to be the ones to do it. And if they screw up, well, that's just too bad.
That's the thing. Like, so Pfizer didn't really take any government money.
Supposedly.
For Project Warp Speed,
right.
I think is what it's called, right?
At first, they claimed to not have taken any money. Then I guess Trump come back with it, saying that, yes, he did give them money.
I think it was not a substantial amount of money as compared to what they could do on their own.
But they still got money.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the government's basically throwing it at them.
Right.
It's not that...
They threw it at them not necessarily, I think, to make the vaccine, but to speed up the process.
It wasn't so much that the company needed it. And really, the process isn't supposed to be that slow anyway. It's redundant agencies like the FDA. Like, why does it take 9 months for you to approve this?
Yeah.
You have all this data that says, hey, this is good. It's ready to go. Let's get it done.
And that goes to show you that, like, so many things are wrong.
And then the bureaucracy holds it up for 9 months. Like, what are you doing? People are out here
like, this
sick.
is emergency. Like,
come on, let's go.
Yeah.
You
put it up the ladder. We got to go. We got things to do. Got to go back to work.
I personally would like to be able to get back to my life as a single man.
As a bearded man, I do not want to have to wear junk on my face anymore.
That
it
too, yeah.
It itches very bad.
I mean, I have a glorious red man mane. And these masks, they mess with it. Something awful.
They give you the weird beard.
Yeah, you get weird beard. Not to quote Machine Gun Kelly or anything, but if you don't know, Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem had a spat a year or two ago, and one of the lyrics of Machine Gun Kelly's clapback was his beard is weird.
I didn't even know that. I saw it on a Facebook post, and now ever since
I thought it was hilarious.
Weird beard.
I thought it was funny. So like every time I hear Weird Beard now, that's what I think of. I think of Machine Gun Kelly's song.
I've never really listened to Machine Gun Kelly. So.
I don't like rap, but
no, me either.
I like Eminem. I've always liked Eminem, but Machine Gun Kelly sucks.
I don't know.
He's garbage. I don't know him as a person. He could be a great person. I don't know. I don't care. He's covered in some pretty awesome ink. Like, tattoos are cool, but I don't like your music. Sorry, dude.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is free market capitalism.
I don't like your music. I'm not going to listen to it. Exactly. That's the same thing with like Morgan Wallen. Like,
Morgan Wallen, man,
dude. Why are you going to be so stupid right now with the political climate the way it is? Why?
Like, I hate the cancel culture, but I also think, like if I'm going to be a celebrity, though, I'm also going to watch my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to. It's kind of stupid to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. No, dude.
No, nobody cares now.
The political climate these days is you know better, and don't say that word.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if it ends in an ER, which was very common in the area that we grew up in.
Oh, yeah.
When we were younger. It's not quite as common nowadays, but, like, it was pretty bad growing up, you know? And if it's an ER, it's definitely bad. If it's an if it ends in an A, you know,
That's really up for debate. And I don't know if I really even want to have that debate, because it's just so, I don't know. I don't even really want to go there, because
I don't either, to be honest.
Because so many people are going to hold it against you no matter what you think. Like, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, you're going to get clapped.
You're kind of screwed.
You're getting clapped either way.
You're screwed no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it's sad.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it is. Because I think when it really comes down to it, and especially from a libertarian standpoint, I think people just notice that really, most of us out here just want to just live our lives. I don't care what color anybody is.
Yeah,
I just want to live my life, and I want you to do great. I want to do great. I don't care what color you are. I think we are all deserving of being able to make our own way and try to find that peace and success in our lives and whatever we're doing.
The color of your skin has no bearing on my life.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm, as stated, I'm a single guy. Like, if I'm trying to date somebody.
Hint.
No, not hint. Anyway, what? I'm looking for character. I'm not looking for color.
No liberals need apply.
No, I wouldn't even say that, because it's pretty apparent that I can get along with a liberal.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's a difference between a liberal and a leftist.
Oh yeah. Okay, so no leftists need apply.
Yeah, leftists can just straight go on. I don't have the time of day or the patience for you. But I've dated black girls. I've dated Hispanic girls. I haven't dated an Asian girl. Mainly because I haven't.
Yeah.
It's not because they're Asian. It's just because I haven't dated one yet.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Like, whatever. I think there's some really cute Asian women. Like, come on. How you doing, But, like...
Now you can take that as a hint, too.
I'm really into, like, freckly redheads. I don't know why. I just think it's super cute.
Are we turning this into, what's that app?
Tinder?
Or we're turning this to a Tinder broadcast?
I'm on Tinder. It sucks.
I've been out of the dating scene for years.
Since the year my daughter was born.
Years.
Before that, really.
Like, I explained...
My daughter was pooping her pants at Joe's wedding.
I explained to Beth, which is my wife, by the way. I love her. She's awesome.
Also responsible for the Crazy Awesome intro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's the one that, did our intro.
Yeah, we got her. It kept me from having to do the 1960s broadcaster voice.
Oh, yeah, it was going to sound like straight up, like Price is Right.
Oh, man.
It was going to be terrible. I mean, it was good for what it was, but definitely not the route we were wanting to go.
It's tremendous. It's probably tremendous. It's probably the best 1960s game show host. Bigley.
That's funny.
Anyway.
That's good.
Sorry, sometimes Donald Trump stops by to compliment us or whatever, Not really. I'd probably punch Donald Trump in the face if I had the opportunity. I don't like the man. I like what he did.
He did good things.
He did
just like Obama. Obama did some good things.
Yeah, but Obama also screwed us.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there was also a few things Trump did that we didn't like the whole, letting his dog, the ATF, run wild while he was in office.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think that's going to about wrap it up for today, though, guys. We're coming up on about 45 minutes here, and Justin, you got anything else to say?
I think we hit a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
for the first,
it's a good
I think
general.
It's probably a lot to digest for people to really say, okay, yeah, these guys, something I might be interested in listening to. Granted, guys, it's not going to be like this every time.
Yeah, we're this is pretty green. This is
we'll
our
probably
first
be
one.
a little bit more organized.
We didn't script this at all. There's literally no piece of paper sitting in front of us.
We came in.
The plan was just to come and set up the equipment, make sure it works, and we were going to record next weekend. But we ended up saying, "Hey, man, everything's looking pretty good. You want to just throw down a recording?" And here we are in.
We got a wild
45 minutes in.
You'll have that,
we're
especially on the big
in.
jobs.
And we could probably even
go for a couple of hours, to be honest.
But that's a good thing. Now we can have plenty of content.
Yeah, I mean,
Hopefully, but our goal with this is, dude, we want to get merch. We want, if you hear some cool lingos on here, like definitely hashtag it.
I don't even care about merch.
He doesn't. I do because I'm like the business guy. I own my own business. So when I start thinking of doing something, I start thinking like, how can we make money doing it?
Well, I mean, ultimately, I want to open my own brewery. So like, I'm conscious of that stuff, but like, this is just.
But you still work a day job.
It's really more to have a conversation.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that too. That's really what we want to get out there and do. We want to kind of bring to light what the libertarian way of doing things is, because especially here in Alabama, it's just so hard to get that out there. Because I've even had some people say, like, oh, well, libertarian, that means liberal. And it's like, nope, we are definitely far from it.
Yeah, I mean, so you have that from both sides.
Yeah, and you have that from both sides.
Democrats are like, oh, so you're a Republican? Nope. Oh, so you're a Democrat? Nope. What are you then? Libertarian.
Yep.
Well, what's
exactly.
that? Don't leave me alone.
We draw from both parties. I guess you know.
Libertarians are very moderate.
Yeah. I don't even know. Yeah, I guess you could say that, but we don't consider ourselves moderates.
Well, I mean, so what person gets fired for being an alcoholic when they're not at work? Nobody.
Right.
So why should you get fired for smoking weed when you're not at work?
Right. I guess really that what it needs to come down to, though, I'm hoping they can find a way of doing it in where they can tell, oh, hey, obviously you're high right now, because they can tell. Dude, I had a guy when I was working where I was working, and he come in and he, after break time, he walked into the completely wrong department, just stood there. There was like nobody else there. Third shift. Nobody else is working in that department. Like, he's standing there by himself.
What are you doing, dude?
And he's just standing there looking around. And I don't know how you can be that drunk.
Was he drunk or was he high?
He was drunk.
Oh, nice.
Well, at least that's what we're thinking. We found alcohol in his bags. He left his bag, and we went through it. We found alcohol in his bag.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the only thing we can think of is he was drunk.
When I worked up in Indiana, there was a guy that, there were two of these guys actually. One of them got fired for coming to work drunk. Like, you could literally smell the whiskey.
Wow.
From 15 feet away in the middle of the day. Like, he was still sweating it out.
Wow.
And then there was another guy that was high on spice.
Ugh.
Which is, that synthetic marijuana crap that makes people crazy. Like, dude was a great worker.
But actually legal at one time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was legal for a while, for a hot minute. But it wasn't legal when this guy
he did it.
was doing it. So, if you're going to do stuff that's going to put other people in danger, because marijuana does impair you, you should definitely suffer the consequences for that. I think that...
Yeah, like if you're going to smoke marijuana, don't go drive, don't operate machinery, just like if you would if you were drinking alcohol.
Yeah. I mean, people do that anyway, you know. But the last time I checked, nobody's ever died from smoking too much weed.
Yeah.
People definitely die from drinking too much alcohol, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that causes more health issues.
So, why? Why is it illegal?
That's a topic for another day, I believe.
Yeah,
we could go for a whole another hour probably on that. But that was a pretty good first podcast, I think. What do you think?
I think we have some room for improvement, but...
Oh, definitely. Well, I think, but I think we're doing all right for our first go here.
It's honestly the first go round. We'll give it a listen before we post it anywhere. That's for sure.
I mean, we at least we're not recording on some little stick mic with some.
No, we got some pretty legit.
Yeah, Justin delivered with these mics, man. They're pretty good.
Some pretty legit mics. Of course, I left my clip at the house. When
we had to like engineer a stand for his mic.
Well, yeah, we took a lamp apart and
we made it out of a lamp, or at least the base of a lamp, and it worked.
Honestly, it's working.
Yeah, it worked pretty good.
I only had to do a little bit of finagling with it to get it to not fall over, but it's pretty sturdy for what it is. But next time I'll have my clip and it'll be rip roaring ready to go, secured to the table.
But if you're looking for our schedule, we are going to we'll upload probably every Saturday night. It'll at least be ready probably by Sunday morning, I would think.
Probably upload by midday Sunday.
At the latest, I would say.
You know, and honestly, right now, like, we're not on Apple or anything.
Yeah, we're still going to work on all that, get all that stuff, figured out. We're pretty green on this, but I have to say I'm definitely liking this. I can see this being a good Saturday night routine.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's definitely fun.
I always enjoy having conversations.
Oh, yeah.
As stated earlier, I can talk to a brick wall.
Well, we started out thinking, hey, maybe it'd be 15 minutes or something like that, and then here we are. Actually,
I knew it would never be.
We're coming up on
minutes.
50 minutes right now.
That's the dumbest thing I've heard ever. There's no way that me and you are going to talk
just crossed
anything.
the 50-minute time mark.
There's no way that we're ever going to have a 15-minute conversation about something unless we're really pressed for time.
Exactly.
And if we're pressed for time, we'll just delay the recording.
Yeah. Yeah, if we're pressed for time, we'll have to do it a different day. But I think the plan for now is Saturday night recording.
Yeah,
and and maybe once we get good, being able to upload it for you that night, hopefully, ideally, eventually, ideally, it'd be nice to go live Saturday night.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
And then that way you're listening to us in real time. You can ask questions.
Yeah.
We want to go legit with this. We want to do. We want to go the whole way. So
the main thing is to understand that anything that we say, we're not doing it from a place of spite.
No.
It's always...
We're trying to just educate people on the way we want to live and the way we want to see the world go. And
it's not really educating as much as explaining.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, we kind of have a unique take on things that are going on in the country,
Yeah, I guess you're hearing it from, like I said, blue-collar dudes that... some people would say, "Why would the blue collar folks want to be libertarian?"
Desk now, so.
Well, that's because,
I worked really hard to get there.
I work behind the desk a lot of times, but
well, yeah,
where I make my money,
business.
where I make my money though, is actually out getting dirty.
No, mine.
But promotion is a big
part. But we work for a living. We live.
That's the bottom line. Is we work for a living.
The other part is that we also live about an hour away from each other.
Yeah. So
it makes recording on a more than one time a week basis kind of difficult.
So in the long run, we would love to be able to get people to sponsor or buy airtime. We want to put in I guess you want to put in commercials?
ExpressVPN. Let's go.
Mike Lindell, My Pillow.
I don't know about the My Pillow thing.
Hey,
there's something weird going on with My Pillow, and I can't figure out what it is.
I'm going to tell you right now. If he will send me some free My Pillows, I will put his advertisement on here because
you sold your soul to My Pillow.
No, I didn't. I just want a free My Pillow. Black Rifle Coffee. Black Rifle Coffee.
Yeah, they sponsor
Black Rifle Coffee.
They sponsor a lot of conservatives.
Yeah, I drink a lot of that, though.
BCA, that would be a good one.
BCA.
Bravo Company BCM. Sorry, BCM. Bravo Company Manufacturing. Manufacture firearms that none of us have.
80% lower. Nothing, I'm telling you, no company is more libertarian than 80% lowers.
Yeah, you got to mill them suckers yourself, though.
Hey, I got a shop. We can do it.
You don't have a shop. It burned down.
Oh, right. Yeah. I don't know how to explain that big building behind my house, though, but...
That's the new shop. You rebuilt it.
We rebuilt it.
It doesn't have any of the equipment in it, though.
Yeah.
We're still buying
it got so hot it burned the metal receivers.
Yeah, dude.
It melted them.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, I think we're in a pretty good spot as far as kind of communicating how it's going to go. We're going to talk about the stuff that's important that's going on. Yeah,
we're definitely going to hit the topics, but we also,
But also, we're friends and we want to have a conversation.
Yeah, we're going to come on here and tell you about our week and junk.
I don't know that I'm going to tell you about my week,
or at least your day.
I want to be left alone. So
yeah.
I don't care if you know what I went through that day.
Oh yeah. Well, but also as a libertarian, I'm concerned with how you are, so I want to ask about your week.
I'd probably just leave it as it was a week. I go to work. I love my job, so that's a plus. I don't feel like I'm actually working when I'm at work. It's a great group of guys.
That's a good way to go. That's why
guys and gals.
Yes,
because our planner is a female.
Oh, cool.
So she does a fantastic job. She likes my cider.
Oh, nice.
Yep. I traded some solder for a couch.
Hey, that's the way to go. I love trading, man. Trading dude.
Listen, if you understand, I had a love seat. Okay, that's it. And you see my dog, she ain't little.
Nope.
And she likes to be on the couch. So it was either buy a new couch or find somebody that was selling, or that was getting rid of a couch they would give me. And for whatever reason, like the movers, when they moved her couch, they let stuff get on it, and it kind of started peeling a little bit. It was a perfectly good couch. Like, it was just some of the fake leather's peeling. Whatever, dude. I throw a blanket over that. That couch is good for another 4 years.
Whoever made the couch covers that like form right to your couch, they're probably sitting on an island somewhere.
Oh yeah, probably.
Like, because they've like revolutionized the couch industry.
Crazy explicit photo level Jeff Bezos crap right there.
Like, you could take a couch that it just looks completely destroyed, throw that sucker on there.
I don't know why you tried to call the episode. We just keep talking.
Yeah, we're gonna come up on an hour here in a minute.
I mean, we're just talking until we're done talking.
And now we're talking about couches. But we do need to let you guys go.
Yeah, I had a long day today. I had a disc golf tournament.
And I'm sure you guys want to listen to other cool podcasts.
8 o'clock this morning. It was freezing cold, and I couldn't feel my fingers, and it sucked. I ended up shooting 25 over through 2 rounds. It was terrible. So many missed putts. But, that's another thing we'll probably talk about is disc golf, because I enjoy disc golf. It's fun.
We'll probably hit a little bit of everything, but, basically, most of our show, is going to be, politically charged as far as, what we think, how we want to see things go, and, libertarian junk.
Okay, well, I'm good. You want to call it?
Yeah, man. We'll see you guys later, and see you next Saturday.
Peace out, guys.